Good morning. I am in very busy downtown Frederick with Eli, the German Shepherd, who is actually in the back in a downstay. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the car behavior because it should not be overlooked. It's a wonderful opportunity to either influence your dog's behavior for the better or for the worse, even unknowingly. That's the thing. When we got here, well, first when we started driving, I put him in a downstay. That's what we recommend our dogs be doing in the car, especially pushy dogs. Okay, if there's a dog who's well behaved all around and listens, and it doesn't matter, who cares if they sit up and look out the window? I'm fine with that. But when you have pushy dogs who don't always listen and they challenge your authority, we want to send them a message. So we say, in the car, I want you to be in the downstay. Okay, not only that, it's also the safest. It keeps them safe, it keeps them calm, it keeps them respectful. So he's back there in a downstay, and when I first started driving, he popped up once. I said no, I clicked, and he laid back down. He popped up again. I said no, clicked, laid back down. He popped up a third time. I had to go firmer, because if you keep nagging, that's what we call this, nagging. If you keep hitting low levels, and it's like playing whack-a-mole, and you'll just be playing whack-a-mole the whole drive, sending a message to your dog like, it's worth it for me to gamble because my owner doesn't care that much. And so when we send that message, you will struggle on your outing, because if he can't listen to you here in the car, he's not going to listen to you out on the canal or out on the trail. Okay, so it is a message that we're sending our dogs every time we're with them. Then when we parked, we are in a very exciting place. I mean, we are on Main Street in downtown Frederick. What does he do? He pops up. He wants to see where we're at. No, because you're in a downstay. And what's the rule of the downstay? You don't get out of your downstay until I release you. So no, back into your down. And some people would be like, well, he just wants to see where we are. How come he can't just sit up and look out? It's the message we're sending to our dogs at all times. If I let that go, I'm watering down the downstay. So in a half hour, when I have him out on the creek in a downstay and a person's approaching, he's going to go, well, she let me break there. I guess she'll let me break here too. And that's when you get a dog whose commands are not reliable because you, the owner, are inconsistent with enforcing them. And so every time he breaks a command, it's just another notch in his head that breaking commands sometimes are valuable to me. I get rewarded for breaking commands. So that's why we need to be really consistent. That's why I love the car, because it allows us to send a message to our dog saying, commands are actually meaningful and you really can't break unless I give you permission. Once you get this consistently, you're going to notice your outings are a lot more smoother because they're respecting you. So we're going to get out of the car. We're going to be walking around the city streets. There's people, there's dogs. This is crazy distraction work. This is something that the dogs do towards the end of their program. And I will be updating you along the way. Good job, Eli. This is what we like to see when we open the car door. You don't break out of your down. You don't automatically bolt out. Could you see how dangerous that would be if you just bolted out of this car with all the cars going by and there's people walking by? So he's got to stay in that downstay until I release him. This is another step in our permission-based training. Everything goes through the owner. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to unhook the safety. See, it's clipped to a carabiner that's clipped to the gate. And then I'm just going to say, let's go, which doesn't mean you're free, go wherever you want. It just means move with me. And where I'm going to give him a potty break, and then I'm going to put him in heel on the city streets. Good boy. We are in downtown Frederick, walking on Carroll Creek with all the boats. I've got him in a nice heel command, which means at my left side and slightly behind me. So he's slightly behind me because if he's not behind me, he can't see my left leg. So how would he know where I'm going? Okay, that's why it's really important to keep our dogs behind us when they're in heel, because if they're not behind us, they're in front of us, which means they're not following you. It's as simple as that. So it's like, well, how do I keep him behind us? Well, you've got your e-collar, tap, guide. You can also use your stop short. So you could be walking really fast and then you stop short, and if your dog doesn't stop immediately, pressure's on, heel. You can also do engagement moves like tap and turns. So you turn, and if they don't turn immediately with you, you tap the collar. Well, what level? Well, whatever level they're responding to. I don't even look at my numbers. I'm constantly going up and down. We've also got something that we like to call a heel tap, which is while you're in motion, if you feel like your dog's pushing ahead, you're gonna lift up your left leg, tap your heel into the chest gently. It's not with force, but here's the kicker. At the same exact time your heel makes contact with the chest, you tap your e-collar. So it gives them a very clear boundary not to cross. This has been the game changer for a lot of clients because our dogs need clarity, okay? So that the communication cannot be muddy or confusing to them. That's why I love that move, because it's so clear. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna do that move and they're already gonna be so far back your heel doesn't make contact, and that's how you know they're behind you. Okay, so we're gonna go to a busier part and do some downstairs. Guys, we are on the main street of downtown Frederick. Tons of traffic going by. I don't think this is something Eli is used to because he's our neighbor. He lives in a rural area that does not have a main street like this. So we are practicing our heel on the city sidewalks with lots of traffic going by. We're going up into a block with lots of people, and the expectation remains the same. Just walk nicely. It's not like we're asking him to walk a plank, and he's doing great. I'm here with Eli, and we are on Market Street, and you can see he's in a double down right there. I've got a tie back on for safety that allows me to walk away. So what we're doing, I just did a time lapse, probably about 20 minutes of a double down right here. And the point of this exercise was that I wanted him to learn to disengage with everything around him, watch passively, so not reacting to things that walk by. Every noise, he would pick up his head and look. So after a couple reps of clicking every time he lifted his head up intensely, what happened was now he just stays in his relaxed double down no matter what walks by. We've had dogs walk by. We've had people pushing carts walking by. Of course, the cars are nonstop. But now I know he understands the exercise. So this is a dog really that you can take anywhere. Because when you can have a dog do this, no matter what's going on around them, that's a dog that's not going to be reacting to the environment, and you can actually enjoy. He's not going to be dragging you down when he sees a person or a dog. He's respectful. He's listening to the e-collar and me. Okay? So, just wanted to explain the time lapse. Another funny thing that I did notice with him is that I think people are a little leery of him. I've noticed some people crossing the street to avoid him. I don't know if they don't think he's tied back, but yeah, he's doing awesome despite everything that's going on.
Nice dog.
Thank you.
Lazy dog today.
He's actually just being a good boy.
Oh.